Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We are so grateful to our Pinot Lokuswamin Namaste for teaching us about our great being, the Supreme Buddha, from the book he recently wrote called Acharya Manuso, the Marvelous Human Being. Based on that beautiful book, we are learning, we are talking about the Buddha, and we make our minds faithful in the Supreme Buddha's understanding and the knowledge. If you remember, we talk many things about the Supreme Buddha. Before the Buddhahood, he was called Mahabodhisattva, struggling in the forest, meditating, and being very keen about the practice, looking for the permanent liberation, for the suffering. He struggled in the forest for 6 years. We talk about that information. If you remember, before his enlightenment, on the full moon Vesak Poya day, he had 5 dreams. And then you already know the meanings of these 5 dreams. I think that someone is here to talk about these 5 dreams with the meanings. Our Mahabodhisattva, Siddhartha Gautama, had before the enlightenment, the last night. Maybe we have mm, anybody else? Do you know the how? Do you remember the stories and the
Uh,
dreams we had?
hey, my sons. So the first one was when the Supreme Buddha had like the mountain, the Himalaya mountains, as his like he was lying down and his right arm was on the east and his 2 feet were on the south, like that. And that was showing his dream that he was awakened, self-awakened.
That's great. You're right. You're right. That was about the first dream. And maybe Hero is here to talk about the second dream. You ready, Hero?
The
Mm-hmm.
second dream is when the Buddha, when a plant is growing from the Buddha's navel and it's going high up into the sky, that indicates that the Buddha will be the teacher for not only humans but for gods too.
Okay, very good. Is that right, Kevin, or anybody else? Is that right, Linda?
Yes, that's correct, Bante. That's
Very
the
good.
second one.
Okay, Dinara is here to talk about the third dream.
And my son, that's so the third dream was where white caterpillars with black heads were crawling from Buddha's feet to his knees, and this represented the upasakas and upasikas will be disciples of the Buddha.
Very good. That's correct. Is that correct, Arjuna, if you remember, or Minupa?
Nama Buddha Sansa, that is correct, Bante.
That is correct. And then talk about the fourth dream, Subodha.
Yeah, Master. Sure. In the fourth dream, the Buddha saw birds of 4 different colors falling at the Buddha's feet and turning completely white. And the reason for that is that all the castes, the kings, the Brahmins, the businessmen, and the poor people go refuge to the Buddha.
Very good. And then talk about, yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Talk about the fifth dream. Someone else here? Volunteers? If you remember. The fifth dream?
Oh, Buddha, Bante, I think Kevin and Laura have their hand up.
Okay, Laura. Take your chance.
Avassarai Swaminathan, the fifth dream is when the Supreme Buddha was walking on a mountain with lots of dirt and muddy water, but the muddy water and dirt did not touch him. So this dream represents that he would not get attached to anything else in the human world.
That's great. Especially the muddy water and the dirt could be excrement, right? He was walking on an excrement mountain. Very good. Good children. Your memory is excellent and I rejoice in the good merit. Okay, now Mahabodhisattva is about to get his enlightenment. And he was about to be the marvelous human being in this world for the benefit of devas and humans, to give his teachings for the happiness and benefit of all the beings in the human world and in the heavenly world too. But again, he has a big struggle, big battle before that enlightenment. It may be the most frightful battle ever in the world. Nothing else like that. We will talk about that struggle and the war and the battle our Mahabodhisattva had, and he fought, and then he won. And this is what I have to share with you today to talk about our Mahabodhisattva. Remember, this is the picture. This is the beautiful statue we have. Do you see the screen I share?
Yes, answer.
Good. If you remember this beautiful, beautiful Buddha statue available in Polgahawila in Sri Lanka, in our main monastery. And then the special thing in this the Buddha statue is he is touching the earth, Mother Earth, right? We will see the meaning of this, touching the earth, which is called Bhumi Sparsha Mudra. Mudra is the posture or the pose. He was touching the earth. We will see about this. Before going to this information, I will share this. If you remember, the milk porridge or the milk rice was offered by the maiden and the princess. If you remember the name.
Sujata's Sujata is the one who offered the golden bowl.
Very good. And then Sujata is a very rich girl, very rich lady from, do you remember the name of the village they lived?
Senanigama.
Senanigama, and also called Sujatagama too, right? It is very nearby the river Neranjara, and then the Bodhi tree. If you remember the Nuga Bodhi tree, the banyan tree, is actually the Bodhi tree, the banyan tree. And under the banyan tree, she offered that milk rice. And this is what happened after the offering of milk rice. And maybe Anuja Bandara. I don't see you, Pute. If you turn your camera on, that would be very nice. Good. Anuja. Anuja, how are you doing?
Fine, Bante. I could join the previous meetings due to data connection problems.
Excuse me?
Bante, I couldn't join the before programs due to data problems.
Yes, we were talking about you too. Yeah, we didn't see you.
Yes,
Welcome
Bante.
back to read the information I share. Yes.
Yes, Bante. The golden bowl goes upstream. The Siddhartha Mahabodhisattva came to the river bank of Neranjara with the bowl in his hand, bathed and ate the milk rice offered by Sujata. Recollecting the dreams he had at night, he came to the water. He made a wish. Marvelous.
Okay. And then he he ate. Yeah, recollecting the dreams he had at night, he came to the water and he made a wish. This is what he had in his mind. Hero. This is the wish actually he had.
If I am to become a Buddha today, then may this bowl go upstream. Else, let it go with the current.
How did you understand this, Hiru? Now the Bodhisattva ate the milk rice and then he had this wish. What is it about?
It's about then he is wishing to from floating the like ball. He's wishing if he can be able to be enlightened, or if he's not if he's able to be enlightened, he's wishing may the ball go upstream. If he doesn't get enlightened, then he tells it to go current.
Good. That's very good. You understand that. And then if you guess what happens next, Senon, what would happen next? Now he had that wish and he floats the golden ball on the river Neranjara. And what will happen? Normally, the stream goes downwards, but it could be a miracle. Senon, maybe if you have heard that story before, or maybe...
Then the bowl went upstream.
That's correct. Then Senon will read the next part of the story like that.
Then...
Okay, you don't see that, okay? I'm sorry.
Surprisingly, the bowl floated out of the river and started going upstream, jumping up like a powerful thoroughbred horse. Eventually, it sank and disappeared in a whirlpool and went to the mansion of Mahakala Naga King in the Naga world.
Oh, beautiful. Mahakala Naga King in the Naga world. Mahakala Naga King in the Naga world. And then surprisingly, that bowl went upstreams. This is Mahabodhisattva, which means like that represents that Mahabodhisattva definitely going to become the Buddha. It's no doubt, like he absolutely becomes the Buddha. That miracle happens. The golden ball went upstream, like jumping up, not like floating. It's like a thoroughbred horse running upwards to backwards from the river. And then Mahabodhisattva definitely going to become the Buddha. And that bowl sank in the middle of the river like a whirlpool and went to the Naga world. If you remember the picture I share with you, like this, and then Mahakala Naga is the Naga king in the Naga world. If you have heard about Naga world, they have a long lifespan. They live sometimes eons and eons. And then remember, the Mahakala Naga is a picture, it's a drawing you see on the screen. And then the Mahabodhisattva floats the golden ball, and you see 4 golden balls together. And then Mahakala Nagaraja is surprisingly happy, and he says that such a thing like this. He says, today is a day that a Supreme Buddha arises in the world. And yesterday also a Supreme Buddha was born. And day before yesterday also a Supreme Buddha was born. And the next before they also a Supreme Buddha was born. 4 Buddhas were born on the following 4 days, which means that a Buddhantara, which means the time period between 2 Supreme Buddhas, is a day in the world of Nagas. So they live a very long time. After the Kakusanda Supreme Buddha was born, Konagamana Supreme Buddha was born after thousands of millions of years. But that was a day, one day in the Naga world. That's why he says, the Mahakala Naga says, today is a day a Supreme Buddha is born in the world. And yesterday also a Supreme Buddha was born. He remembers. This is a miracle and this is a natural law in the world. All the Buddhas do the same thing. When they eat milk rice, they float the golden ball on the river Neranjara and it goes to the Naga world, which is like that, right? And then that's why this Mahakala Nagaraja understood that this is the world of the Supreme Buddha. Buddha is going to be born today. Did you understand what I shared? Linda, if you explain that story a little bit, maybe for children.
What story was that, Bante?
So like the Mahakala Nagaraja thought that 4 days, repeatedly, the Buddhas were born.
Right. Bante, my understanding was, yes, because the lifespan in the Naga world is very long. So one aeon, maybe it's like only 1 day for them. So then this Mahakala Naga, he witnessed, I think, the 6th Supreme Buddha in the past who did the same thing, who went to the Neranjara river. They were also doing the same thing, making their determination to be Samma Sambuddha, and they also let their bowl to flow in the Neranjara stream. That's why in the bottom of the Neranjara river, the Naga king knew that there were already 6 bowls there. So then, right then.
4.
Was it 4, Bante? Sorry.
4, yes, just 4 bowls.
Right, 4 bowls. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah.
All the Buddhas were born in this Mahabhadra Kalpa. These eons. Yes. That's very good. Good information. Thank you very much. Subodha, if you have some idea to share? Okay, good. Okay, good. And then that's what I also share with you. Okay. And then Pute, so something beautiful happened. Now the Buddha, the Mahabodhisattva actually, he ate milk rice. And he was about to become the Buddha under the great, seated under the great Bodhi tree. The Bodhi tree is a place that very close to the river Neranjara. Now he is going to the Bodhi tree. And then, if you remember, this Bodhi tree was born on the
same day Prince Siddhartha born, Bante.
Beautiful. The same day he was born. When he was going to the Bodhi tree, something happened. Aga, if you read this information to the kids.
Yes, Bante, I will read. The Brahmin Sutiya offers 8 bundles of kusa grass. While the Mahabodhisattva was walking to the great Bodhi tree, he passed by a man of Brahmin caste by name of Sutiya. Sutiya was holding in his hands 8 handfuls of kusa grass, which he offered to the Mahabodhisattva. The Mahabodhisattva received the grass and placed it on the ground, forming a sitting cushion under the Bodhi tree.
Thank you. Beautiful reading. So the kusa grass is a grass, maybe like reed or I don't know, rattan. I don't know the word. We say pang in Sinhala. So they make cushions or the seats or maybe pillows, maybe mattress using this kusa grass. It's a kind of grass like hay, and then that's very comfortable grass used in the time of the ancient India. And then Sotya, I want you to remember this name Sotya. He's a very lucky person. He's very meritorious. He collected a good merit offering the 8 bundles of kusa grass to our Mahabodhisattva. That is a great offering to Mahabodhisattva, going to become the Buddha. And he went to the Bodhi tree and he sat on the, remember the name of that seat? Anyone else here?
Just one thing.
Mm-hmm. What is it?
Vajrasana.
Vajrasana. If I share that picture, Vajrasana. See, he sat on the Bodhi tree, on the Vajrasana. Vajrasana, which means the diamond throne. The Vajrasana is the diamond throne of the enlightenment. Enlightenment throne of the Buddha, located under the Bodhi tree, directly beside the Mahabodhi temple at Bodh Gaya, where the Siddhartha Mahabodhisattva sat on for the enlightenment with his strong effort. If you have gone to India, visited this place before, this is Bodh Gaya, where our Mahabodhisattva became enlightened, became the Buddha. It's a great place, greatest place ever in the world actually. And then if you see this small picture, it is the diamond throne or Vajrasana or Vajrasana. Vajra is diamond, Vajra or Vajra is diamond. That is called Vajra. Vajra or diamond is the strongest thing ever in the world. The Mahabodhisattva sat on this diamond throne with a very strong, powerful determination. I will become the Buddha. That no one can break it, no one can destroy that, no one can stop it because of the power of the good merit he has collected throughout the samsara. That is why this place is called diamond throne, the seat. Throne is the seat actually. So maybe if anyone has visited this place, I would like to hear about that information. What about someone else? Linda, how about the experience you had at the place? What did you feel?
It was. It is a very beautiful and peaceful place, Bhante. People, when we went there, people were sitting around the Vajrasana and meditating or offering flowers. And beside the Vajrasana, it stands the Bodhi tree, where the body of enlightenment, the tree of enlightenment. So the situation is very peaceful.
Very peaceful. You're lucky.
Yes, Bhante, I'm very blessed. So people, besides meditation, people were doing a lot of chanting around that. So and during nighttime, you know, they have lights shining the main temple, the Mahabodhi tree. Yes, it's beautiful.
Good. And then Siddhartha Mahabodhisattva sat on this great diamond throne, the Vajrasana, with a very powerful determination. And then this is what he had as a determination, Linda, for you to read for the kids.
Yes, Bante. The sacred vow. Siddhartha Mahabodhisattva sat down beneath the Bodhi tree and made his sacred vow. Flesh may wither, blood may dry up, skin and bones may weaken, but I shall not rise from this spot until enlightenment has been won.
Very good. Very good. Very good. And then that part is a very powerful determination, even to the disciples of the Supreme Buddha, even to you, even to everyone. It is a very powerful utterance. Actually, he says, "Flesh may wither." Actually, after becoming the Supreme Buddha, he gave this advice to the disciples too, for the enlightenment, to get liberated. He encouraged the disciples to practice his Dhamma like that. How? Flesh may wither, blood may dry up, which is like very hard, fighting with this body. The body is the second thing, and the enlightenment is the first thing, he says. And that's how you to practice this Dhamma. Actually, sometimes he says, and then skin and bones may weaken, but I shall not rise from this part until enlightenment has been won. That is something very powerful. And then he sat on the same place, our Buddha. Okay. Okay. Problem, but now is yes. Yes, Pute, you can ask your question. This is Dilith. Okay, maybe later. Okay, and then that next thing is maybe this is a little bit scary. I share with you, and anybody else who likes to read, I give this chance.
I can read some answer.
Excuse me for a while. That was something bad. Arjuna.
Yeah, answer. Mara, the evil one. Mara, the evil one, appeared before the Siddhartha Mahabodhisattva. Siddhartha Mahabodhisattva. Sorry, I think it changed.
Oh, I am sorry.
Siddhartha Mahabodhisattva was firmly determined to attain enlightenment, and if he attained it, he would forever be beyond Mara's power. Mara was anxious and frightened, and did everything he could to stop Siddhartha Mahabodhisattva.
Yes, and then this is very scary. And now Supreme Buddha, with the power of the good man, he's sitting, and that person, that bad guy, Mahara, he came to the Mahabodhisattva and said that. And then again, maybe I will read this, okay? I will read today. Rise and praise and give up this fruitful mission, he said. And then Mara said, look at yourself, a prince, living like a beggar. You have neglected your royal duties, abandoned your family and kingdom. Be the true soldier that you are, and give up this fruitless quest. He said, why? If I explain this a little bit, Pute, this person is against the world, against the Dhamma, against the liberation. He does not like, he is the ruler of this world, actually, and he does not like someone to get liberated from this world. He wants everyone in this world, and then the Buddha is against him, because Buddha gives teachings to get liberated to people. And then when the people or the devas be free from this world, he does not like it. That's why he attacked. He comes against the Buddha and he tries to stop the Supreme Buddha. You get that idea? Maybe when you grow up, you can read the Dhamma and you will see lots of information about this person and his attacks too. And even today, everyone tries to get liberated in this world. He's not happy and he disturbs.
Mahansha,
Yes, Buddha.
can I read after?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Your chance.
I can read?
Yes.
Okay. Angry Mara put in his war elephant, Girimekala, and gathered the full force of his host of demons and sprites. He attacked Siddhartha Mahabodhisattva with tragic whirlwinds, hot flames, storming floods, and loud thunderstorms.
Very good, very good. Do you remember he had an elephant? The elephant's name is Girimekala. Girimekala Atupitin Enamarasena. If you remember the Mahajayamangala, Jayamangala, you see this. Girimekala is the name of the elephant. And then again, we have this beautiful Buddha statue. He's touching the earth like we saw this statue for very first time of this program. Like the statue we have in Polgahavila, the main monastery. And then somebody else.
Can I read Sana?
Yes.
Then Mara claimed the diamond seat for himself, and Mara's soldiers cried out together, I am his witness. He said, who will speak for you? And Siddhartha Mahabodhisattva reached out his right hand to touch the earth, and the earth itself roared, I bear you witness.
Okay, so very good. So why he touches the earth and what he is looking for from the earth? So that Mara has a very, very powerful army, and then he has a very powerful, very, very, very good power. But the Buddha alone, no any Deva, no any Brahmin, no any human, none. And he was struggling by himself, being seated under the Bodhi tree on the diamond throne. And he is alone. He has no any witness. That guy says, this seat is mine, and you stand up. He says. And then Siddhartha Mahabodhisattva says, no, it's mine. But do you have any witness for that? To say that, to claim that this seat is yourself? Then he touches the earth and asks for his witness from Isuru, if you have any idea.
No, this one's he asked for a witness from the earth, right, Bhante?
Yes. That is the Deva or the deity, female deity. He comes up and he gives the yes, he has she gives the information, the witness. And then this is the next part. And then who wins, if you think? Who wins this battle on it? Who wins this?
Mahabodhisattva.
Definitely. Then your chance is to read that information.
Then the great earth terribly roared and shook. The Mara fell from his elephant, and his hosts of demons fled in terror and disappeared. Mara knew he was defeated, and Siddhartha Mahabodhisattva had won.
Very good. And then that great earth shook, and then that person fell off from the elephant, and all the people, all the army was scared and terrified, and then fled away. The Bodhisattva was alone, and he is now on the diamond tree to become the supreme Buddha. Now he has the freedom to struggle for the. I have something to share more. Let me think about it. Good. This is what I have for you. Isn't good?
Donuts, I think it is frozen.
Mm-hmm.
No.
The Bodhisattva returned. He looks different now, stronger, with more energy. The stranger collecting grass kneels to the ground. On his knees, he offers the Bodhisattva a bundle of grass. Heavenly angels start to sing. Purple water lilies and other flowers fall like rain from the sky. There is the smell of incense in the air. I can see strength in the Bodhisattva's eyes as he comes near me. He looks around and sprinkles some grass on the ground. Magically, a wonderful seat appeared. The Bodhisattva sits down with his legs crossed, facing east where the sun will rise. Angels celebrate with more singing, and the forest looks beautiful. Suddenly, it becomes dark. Blackness is covering the sky. A light explodes and shakes the ground. A terrible voice screams out. So this Prince Siddhartha wishes to escape from my world. He will fail. All at once, heavy rain pours from the black sky. My branches quickly reach down to protect the Bodhisattva, but he's not afraid, and magically, we are not wet from the thunderstorm. More terrible sounds scream out from behind the curtain frame. Mara, the evil one, riding Girmakala, the monster animal. Behind them are many, many angry demons ready to attack the Bodhisattva. We launch fiery rocks into the air. A sea of arrows race into the sky above. But look, the flaming rocks and arrows turn into flowers. They fall gently to the ground. The demons rush forward to attack, their swords and their axes, but their weapons turn to flowers too, as they fall to the ground. Mara punches into the air, shouting, "Get up! You cannot sit there! I am king! I give people all they desire. I am the giver. I should sit there." Pointing to his demons, he continues, "They are my witnesses. What have you given to others? Do you have any witness?" The Bodhisattva slowly touches the ground with his finger, and the earth responds with a mighty quake. Mara falls down. A voice from the earth says, "I am his witness." A beautiful goddess appears from the ground and bows to the Bodhisattva. She says, "Yes, I am Mother Earth, and I have seen in his previous life 100 times, 1,000 times, his hands, eyes, head, and his entire body he gave to help others. She turns to Mara and says, "He is better than you in loving kindness, generosity, and strength." The goddess twists her long, beautiful hair, and a river bursts out of it. All the water of offerings from the Bodhisattva's previous life pours out to flood and wash away Mara and his leader. The forest becomes quiet and peaceful. The Bodhisattva continues his meditation beneath my-crowned heart-shaped leaves. Suddenly, bright rays appear from his body. Blue rays, yellow, red, white, and orange gloriously light up the night. The Bodhisattva is now a Buddha, a supreme enlightened being, and I have become the tree of enlightenment, the Bodhi tree.
Good. Can you hear me, everybody? Yes, good thing. So some information we heard from the story is a little bit different. Like we don't see the information that he throws some grass on the ground and then diamond throne comes up. We don't have that information in my understanding in the Dhamma. And then the goddess earth comes up before the Buddha and says such a thing. It is we have a beautiful picture in Polgahawala Sambuddha Rajamarigava too, like the earth goddess comes up from the earth and says that, and then she makes the river with her hair. That information we do not have that information. Anyways, it's a good presentation. Many minutes for them to and may they be also fortunate to understand this Dhamma too. You understand, okay? About Mara, and that's a good creation. Beautiful. Any questions about that? Okay. And then this is the time, this is the moment our Mahabodhisattva, the Supreme Buddha, gets his enlightenment. If I share that Isuru, you can read that, okay? Give me a second. Okay.
The Great Enlightenment. The Supreme Buddha arises rarely in this world and is born out of compassion for the world, for the good, benefit, and happiness of gods and men. The Buddha is called Acharya Maniso, as he is a wonderful man. He was a wonderful man.
That's a wonderful man. And then becoming the Supreme Buddha, he gains 3 kinds of knowledge, which is called Trividya or triple knowledge. Do you have that idea about triple knowledge? I will share. You give me a second more. Okay. This is the triple knowledge. Triple knowledge or Trividya, I want you to remember the information, everybody. Triple knowledge is the way someone gets liberated, someone achieves the Arahancy. When they have the full understanding by the Dhamma, they gain this triple knowledge or Trividya. The first one is Pubbe Nivasa Jnana. It's Pali word. Pubbe Nivasa. Pubbe is the past. Nivasa means the life. Jnana is the knowledge. So you understand then the knowledge of recollection of past. So when the Buddha gets this knowledge, he saw that thousands of millions of trillions of past lives he lived with the names, with the food he ate, and with the people, with the worlds being born in so many places. He saw with the Pubbe Nivasanyana, which is the knowledge of recollection of past lives. And when a Bhante or nun gets an arhatship, they also see about themselves. Sometimes they see about other people too. So the Buddha had the knowledge of all beings. All beings had the same journey in the samsara. Thousands of millions of trillions of times were born in this world as ghosts, as demons, as hell beings, as people, as animals, Brahma beings, like that. But not Arahant Bhante see all the information like that, but they see about themselves. Maybe a few of past life, maybe 100 or 1,000 or something like that. That is about Pubbe Nivasa Jnana. I want you to remember the first jnana or first knowledge they gain with the understanding. And then the second knowledge is Chutupapata Jnana. Chuta means the departure. Upapata means born, which means jnana is again the knowledge. The divine eye, which is called divine eye too, the knowledge of the death and rebirth of beings. The knowledge. So when the Buddha gets this knowledge, he can see the death and again the rebirth of beings. So when someone dies, he knows he is departing and he is supposed to be born in somewhere else according to the karma. Karma is the main thing. According to the karma, the beings are roaming in this repeated cycle. So Buddha has this knowledge when he becomes the Buddha. And then the third knowledge, this is the second one. The third knowledge is called Asavakkhaya Jnana, which means Asava is the taints or defilements, the knowledge of destruction. Asavakkhaya means kaya means the destruction or the elimination or maybe the like letting go or destroying. Kaya or means that vanishing. Asavakkhaya Jnana, the knowledge of destruction of defilements. So when the Buddha became the Supreme Buddha, he gained these three knowledge, which is called again Trividya or triple knowledge. Do you remember the first one? Pubbe Nivasa Jnana. The second one, Chutupapata Jnana. And then the third one, Asavakkhaya Jnana. Okay. If I share this, you need more time to get this information? Okay. And then it's kind of a beautiful text to read. Dhyana, if you try, I would really appreciate about Pubbe Nivasa Jnana. No, again, yeah, Pubbe Nivasa Jnana. Dhyana?
Gaining Papunavasa Gandhana, the knowledge of the recollection of past lives in the first watch of the night. When my mind has absorbed in samadhi like this, perfused, bright, perfect, red, and Carspian, flexible, workable, steady, and calm. I extended it toward recollecting of past lives. I recollected my many kinds of past lives with various future and details.
Very good, Diana. So it's actually a hard paragraph to read. So he says that when his mind is okay to read, Arjun, if you explain this a little bit about Hubbenivasanyana.
Anyway, Samananse. So after so during that first part of the night, so as at during that first part of the night, when he gained the high concentration, he was able to understand that he was able to recollect his own past lives. So in one life, he could say that this was my city, this was my kingdom, this was my mother, this was my father, this was the kind of food I ate, this is the kind of lifestyle I lived. So and that's for one life, and in another life, he can say that this is the kind of food I ate, this is the mother I had, this is the father I had. He was able to recollect all those kinds of details in each past lives.
Beautiful. On the same diamond throne, right?
Yes,
Chamudi, you have the second part to read about the second knowledge the Buddha gained on the diamond tree, which is called Chutupapata Jnana. It's also hard paragraph for you, I understand.
Chatupapadhanana, gaining the divine eye in the second watch of the night. When my mind had absorbed in samadhi like this, I extended it in toward knowledge of the death and rebirth of sentient beings. With the divine eye, I saw sentient beings passing away and being reborn, lower and higher, beautiful and ugly, in a good place or a bad place. I understood how sentient beings are reborn according to their karma.
Good, very good. I rejoice in the good. According to the karma, beings are born and then they die, and then they're supposed to be born again. This is the second knowledge the Supreme Buddha gained being under the Bodhi tree. Is that clear, everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. The next paragraph, the third knowledge of the Supreme Buddha, goes to Sandesh, if you're ready. Excuse me for a while. Yes. Which is called Asavakkaya Jnana.
When my mind has observed in samadhi like this, I extended it toward knowledge of the ending of defilements. I truly understood this is suffering. This is the origin of suffering. This is the cessation of suffering. This is the practice that leads to the cessation of suffering. I truly understood. These are defilements. This is the origin of defilement. This is the cessation of defilement. This is the practice that leads to the cessation of defilements.
Very good. Thank you very much. So this is a beautiful picture, the statue available in our Matara Monastery in Sri Lanka. Right? It's a beautiful, near the Dhamma hall, the meditation hall. We have this beautiful statue. It's like in the nature. That's like stunning beauty. Okay, so we talked about the knowledges the Buddha gained. Now he is the Supreme Buddha for the humans and for the devas in the world as the fourth Supreme Buddha, Kakusanda, Konagamana, Kashyapa, Gautama. In this Mahabhadra Kalpa, he became the enlightened being. Under the Bodhi tree, seated under the diamond throne near Rio Niranjara, after eating the milk rice offered by the maiden, the Princess Sujata, and seated on the kusa grass offered by Subodha? Satya, very good, Satya. And these other things. After a huge battle with the evil one, the Mara, he won that battle and he became the Supreme Buddha. And then we will talk about the Buddhahood and his teachings, an amazing Dhamma he shared with devas and humans in our next episode, but not next week. Next week is the third Saturday of the month. We have a break, and then we will start our program on the fourth Saturday in this month. Are you happy about the program today?
Yeah, Masha.
Yeah, my son.
Very good.
My son.
I want you to remember the beautiful information we learned today also about dreams we talked last week. And then today we talk about many things, information about the Supreme Buddha. And we will continue our program thanks to our most venerable Pinmat Lokaswami Nahanse. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.